I am Jonathan Bricklin, and this is Table Talk, and this is Tom Feng, Olympic ping pong player and a hero of mine to some degree. I had a poster of you in my room growing up.
Really?
Yeah, no. But, you are you've been in the Olympics. You are the former national American champion and U.S. national team member, right? Am I forgetting anything?
North American Cup champion.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't want to forget that. Do you have any medals with you that you want to wear or show off?
I mean, I think this outfit, shows everything.
It says it all. It's an honor to talk to you. Thank you. I've heard in interviews that the best ping pong players in the world play every day of their life.
Yes. Well, even though they have like rest one day per week, they will still practice on their own.
And from what I understood, it was so the supernatural touch, the extra delicate touch. You need to do it every day just so you don't lose that sensitivity. Is that right? Or like, why do you think it needs to be practiced because other athletes don't practice every day?
Yeah, because like table tennis, you need time, with the ball and, with your paddle. And some players, they even dream about practicing.
Really?
So they'll close their eyes during the night and then just serve the ball on the bed.
Do you dream about?
Well, during the Olympic qualification, I did.
You did?
But not, usually.
Do you dream about imaginary points or points that happened, previously that pissed you off or that you were happy about?
I think I dream about the opponent that I don't want to lose the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for beginner ping pong players, which I'm sort of in that category, I shouldn't be because I've been playing for 10 years competitively, but beginner ping pong players only focus on themselves. They're only interested in hitting their forehand or backhand shot and it's all them. And then as you get better, you start to pay attention to your opponent. And so when you're at the top level like you are, is it entirely about your opponent and about their style and their strengths and weaknesses, and you are so confident in your game that you don't even have to think about it?
Knowing what you're capable of is the base. Mm-hmm. What you can do, and I think that's what you have to do, and before you have to think about your opponent. But definitely at the top level, you always have to think about what kind of strategies your opponent's going to use against you, and then what's their weakness, mm-hmm. and what's their strength. So you have to use the counter strategies against them. So
okay. So it's game point, and the national title is on the line.
Okay.
And you're up by 1 point.
Okay.
It's a 10-9,
mm-hmm.
and your serve.
Yeah.
Are you thinking? Well, tell me what you're thinking. What's going through your head right now?
So it's gonna be, so usually if I serve, there are, a few points, a few placement, and
mm-hmm.
then followed by, each placement has each strategies.
Okay.
And each potential placement for the opponent.
Okay.
So I'll calculate the probability that I will win the point if I serve to each placement.
To each place. So this is the end of the game, so you've already played the most of the match, so you know their weaknesses. You know their strengths. You've already done this serve, or do you have a one serve that you've never shown anyone in the game, and then you bring it out for the game point?
I don't think I would do that.
You don't do that?
Yeah.
Because that would be risky because you haven't practiced it throughout
really
the game.
Risky. Well, I'll think about how they think.
Okay.
I'll guess how they think. They might think I'll serve short to the forehand.
Uh-huh.
So I'll think what's the probability that they will think like that. So I need to serve long to the backhand. Okay. So it's all mind games. I'll look in their eyes and then try to see their thoughts.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
So is it this element that distinguishes you, say, from me or everybody else? What makes you a champion ping pong player or table tennis player? Is it that mental understanding, or is it a physical thing, or is it both?
I think it's more of a mental thing.
It's more of a mental thing.
Yeah. The first is how you can stay calm during the match point.
Uh-huh.
Still think. Still have the capability
So do you have a secret for staying calm in tense moments?
Well, when you're fully concentrated, you won't think about winning or losing or any other stuff extra stuff. I think.
If you're focused on the results, you're gonna probably do bad.
Yeah, very bad, because you're not in the zone.
So you have to be Do you focus down on like the details of the ping pong ball itself, like that fine of a point? Like when you're hitting the ball, do you follow the ball all the way into your paddle, and like is it like slow motion? You're in flow state, or is that a little dramatic?
I'll say I won't focus on like each stroke because that's like that's built it up, you know, from your daily training.
Your muscle memory.
Yeah,
You've done millions of shots.
Yeah, if
like
you
got
have
it.
to focus on that, then you haven't trained enough.
Okay.
So you must focus everything on techniques and, you know, the changing, because your opponent is always going to change their strategies, and you have to change it, you know, based on how they change. So it's like a constant, you know, loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you play chess at all?
Yes,
You
I do.
And do you see similarities between chess and ping pong? Is there is there a strategy that's similar, or is it totally different, but it also involves mental strategy?
I mean,
I've heard comparisons, so I've never.
yeah, well,
played
I
at that
think
level.
I'm not a like competitive chess player, so I think the only similarities I see is like you have to think of the future steps. You know, think ahead.
Several steps ahead. So if you're serving here, it's going to be returned there, and then you're going to hit there, and they're going to hit there, and then you're going to hit there, and then you win on the next shot.
Yeah, so
That's
basically,
nuts.
for example, I'll give you an example. If I serve backhand short, and then I'll think, you know, they're gonna flip to my backhand, and I'll step around beforehand to prepare for the blow.
Amazing.
You know?
Do you love ping pong today as much as you ever loved it? Like,
Yeah.
do you go through moments, like especially training, where it becomes tedious, or you don't like playing?
Well, it is very tedious, but you know, when you think about how much my parents support me and how much other people support me, you have to keep training.
You have
and
to
then,
just push that.
yeah, and then also I want to become an Olympian.
Yeah.
So the motivation is enough for me to go.
Yeah.
And then the more you go, you feel more accomplished. You know, when you're really tired and then when you work so many hours, you feel really accomplished.
So how do you, when like there's a game on the line and it's really important and you really want to win, how are you able to keep all of those thoughts about all the people that support you and all the hours of training and money and time and sacrifice that you've made? How do you keep that out of your mind and focus entirely on the point? Is there a secret to it, or just practice, or are you just naturally?
Oh, because like I lost too many games thinking about that.
So you just go through it.
Yeah.
And you just, at a certain point, you've done it, you're not worried about that because you've done it, and
Yeah, I
you'd
learned
rather
my
win
lesson.
and be focused then.
Learn my lesson from the hard way.
So do you think at the end of the day, your personal life journey as a professional ping pong player is about achieving the highest level as an athlete, as a player, or is there like a mental lesson that you're gonna learn, or wisdom that you're gonna get
I
that
think
you weren't necessarily expecting, that maybe is more the point?
I think after, you know, all the process to become an Olympian, it taught me so many things. Like, you know, I can do anything basically. You know, if I want to concentrate in a certain thing, I can do my best out of it, and then I won't like lose my focus or quit. But I'll never like, you know, give up.
That's amazing. It's an honor to play you in a game of ping pong. I mean, you're an Olympian, and I know this table isn't your normal size, so you're not going to be exactly peak performance, but I'm thinking I could beat you.
All right, let's
So
go.
let's play to 3 points,
3 points?
win by 2.
Okay, you serve first.
Alternate every serve. All right, so my serve first. Oh, I went for it. All right,
Yes, sir.
1-0. Oh!
Oh,
I broke out the forehand. That was my first point I've ever gotten off an Olympian, by the way. Or off this table.
it's intense.
All right, 1-1.
Oh my.
Oh my God, I'm up 2-1. I've lost bigger leads than this, though. All right, your serve.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
2-2.
All right, deuce.
It's deuce.
It's
1 by
deuce.
2?
It's the first time it's ever been deuce and 2-2. All right, is it your serve?
You serve.
So win by 2. unless I get this point. All right, win by 2. 3-2 you. That was awesome.